Hey guys, this is Betty. Welcome back to the channel. Are you looking for an at-home calisthenics home gym that costs under $100? Well, in this video, I'll be telling you guys all about that. Alright, this is Betty. And this is my channel. Welcome back. In this channel, we talk about different tips and tricks to improving your calisthenics, as well as documenting my journey on this progress as well. I'm a beginner, just like you guys, and we're looking to be improving on this journey together. So let's talk about some budget home gym equipment. For this home gym setup that we're using right now, we only have 4 pieces of equipment, and altogether they cost under $100. I'll be providing some alternative recommendations that I found off of Amazon that will fulfill these exact things as well. Okay, so first we're gonna start with our pull-up bar, and this is an over-the-door pull-up bar. It hangs on the door with this. You'll see that it's missing like some grip, because we got it for used at a Goodwill for $7. It's missing like this rubber tip on one side, so it's quite used, but it was $7. And hey, if that's what you gotta do to get yourself a pull-up bar, go for it. Goodwill always has them. I think secondhand sports stores pretty much always have them as well. But if you're looking for a new one, and those do exist, there's a good one on Amazon for about $20-ish. And then there's a decent else one for $28. So $20 to $28, that's not too bad for your first piece of equipment. And on a pull-up bar, well, obviously you can do pull-ups. You can start practicing things like front tuck levers, skin the cats, leg raises, hanging knee raises, all sorts of cool things that you can do with a pull-up bar. I used to hang my rings off of them as well. Very easy to use, super portable. All right, so onto equipment number 2, and those are rings. So for rings, we bought them for about $30. They're currently hanging on our dip station right now. We have the wooden rings. We bought them in Dallas, Texas. If we knew we were moving to Washington State where it would be humid and wet and just, you know, like it's wet and cold all the time, so the wooden ones started developing some splinters, I believe. So I've gotten a splinter in my hand while doing like an inverted row before. So had we known we'd be moving here, we probably would have bought the plastic ones instead of the wooden ones. But the wooden ones are pretty high quality. So it's $30. On Amazon, they range from $18 to $30, and we'll look at a plastic option and a wooden option. We'll link everything down below if you guys are interested. Trying to keep this as cheap as possible, but still quality equipment. Okay, and our third piece of equipment, we got our handy dandy dip station right here. If you've been watching any of our workout videos, you'll know that this thing has been put through some work. We made it a long time ago out of PVC pipe, a handsaw, and glue, and it was $50 in total. That was back when on Amazon they didn't have really cheap dip stations available. The cheapest one was $80, and my husband's 6'3", and it was the pretty short ones that end around your waist, so he couldn't really use those for anything. So we were like, we need to build something taller, and that's how we built this thing. It took a lot of effort, and we didn't know that we were supposed to use the glue outside, so we started inside, and we pretty much stank up the place with this nasty scent, and then brought it outside, and still ended up smelling a ton of it. But it's worth it. You'll see that there's like purple drip flowing everywhere. It wasn't the most beautiful process. We didn't spray paint all over it. We didn't really make it pretty, but it's functional and it does what it needs to do. It's very stable. When I use it, I'm 115 pounds. When I use it, it doesn't really creak at all. When he uses it, he's about 190. It does some creaking, it does some shaking, but it's still stable. All right, and our last product that we use, which is sort of a bonus, is a resistance band. Let me get one, or 2 or 3 or 4. So we actually have a ton of these like TheraBands, because I was I still am an occupational therapist. So I have a ton of TheraBand. We bought one of those monster bands, but that's in my gym bag right now in the car, and it's ripped, so it doesn't exactly fulfill its purpose anymore. But we use it for stretching, warming up our shoulders before we work out, assisting with pull-ups if we need that, providing extra resistance to push-ups, really easy things like that. And if you've ever been to a physical therapist, I mean, you've probably seen a ton of these things before. I don't really like this material. I like the Monster Band material. We'll link that down below. It's like a thicker, more sturdy resistance band instead of this like flimsy, papery kind of thing. All right, so all together, our home gym setup is $97. And that includes like building the stuff, buying the thing from Goodwill. But if we're gonna look at some online options, we can get a dip station for $50, rings from $18 to $30, resistance band is $10, and then a pull-up bar will cost between $20 and $28. So altogether, we can still get a pretty good home gym for calisthenics for under $100, but that doesn't include shipping. So how about we say under $125, unless you got that Amazon Prime, then you can basically order whatever the heck you want, which is awesome. I used to have Prime. I bought too many things and now I can't have Prime no more. It's just not good for me. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my wallet. We don't do that. But if you don't have any money to buy any equipment at all, then my best advice would be to go find a park. We have a playground across our apartment complex. Kids are there and stuff. But there's monkey bars, there's like a pull-up bar. Some places have calisthenics parks with parallel bars, pull-up bars, all those great things. Even some have rings. I haven't found that to be common within the United States, but I know in Britain and Australia they have those options. I'm just super jealous. Just let me move to Australia. What will my husband think though? Anyways, if you're looking for probably the most dynamic piece of equipment, I would say get the rings, and then you can find like stairs to hang them from, or trees to hang them from, or monkey bars to hang them from as well. So that's probably the best piece of equipment that will let you be able to do like ring dips, ring push-ups, inverted rows, ring pull-up. Like you can do everything on rings. It's just a higher level than beginners. Like I wasn't able to do anything on rings. Everything was just shaky and earthquakes and nothing was happening except, you know, me about to fall on my face. But in terms of versatility, I think rings are the very best. So there's a ton of options out there. We'll be looking at the online option and seeing what's really good there in a screen capture. Alright, so I'm on Amazon right now. First, we're looking at the resistance band that will help you do your mobility, your stretching, assisted pull-ups, provide more resistance for push-ups. I have this red one right here, and it costs right now $9.99 on Amazon. It's a really high quality band. I think the reason it ripped was because I left it out in my car and it's really cold, and that's probably how that happened. The next product we're gonna look at will be some gymnastics rings. So this is a full set and it's going for $30. There's a cheaper one over here for $20. It doesn't have as many ratings, and I've actually never used plastic rings before, but I've seen somebody else use this exact pair and it seems to be working well for him. If you're looking for gymnastics rings, honestly, any of these wooden ones that cost around $30 will work just fine, as long as they have these nice cam buckle straps, and make sure they're really long so that you can hang them on anything that you want. And then here we got a dip station for $50 right now on Amazon. It's definitely too short for my husband. For me, it's completely fine, but depending on your height, it might be good or it might not be. Just make sure you know what you need. And then the last thing we have here is just an over-the-door pull-up bar. This is awesome. This has a whole ton of extra grips, and I also like that on the side here we have like some kind of rubber padding that's not black. When you're using the black ones, it changes the doorway or your doorway to have like black and gray marks. So I think this is a really good one. But again, if you can find any other cheap options online, that would work just fine. I got mine off of Goodwill, so just goes to show you that anything could work. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, press that thumbs up button in the comments down below. The question of the day is, what does your home gym setup look like for calisthenics, and how much money have you spent on it? What kind of equipment do you recommend? And if you're interested in seeing any of my body weight routines and calisthenics progress, got a playlist right here. If you're interested in seeing another video from me, we got another video right here, and press here to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.